Morning, guys. It's currently Tuesday, July 23rd. It's 8 a.m. so we are in pre-market for New York session. Looking at buys for gold today. Yesterday we had this low that was created, and then we had a retracement during London session, but we couldn't take out this low from yesterday. So I just threw a fib on from this low to this high that was created during London session, and we are looking for a retracement to about this 38.2 area. So we like to see a pullback and then a continuation. And then if we jump out to our 4-hour time frame, which will give us some more confirmation, you'll see that I have a fib on here, and we're currently respecting the 61.8 area. So I'd like to see a little pullback to here and then a bounce off, which will continue up, and that will also kind of create, if you guys can see it, we would create an inverted head and shoulders if that happens, where we kind of come down to the 61.8 and then continue up, because we have shoulder, head, and then we would create another shoulder over here. I'm just gonna set my alerts right now, get ready to head down for breakfast and start the workday, and I will get back to you guys if we catch a trade.
One extremely annoying shift later.
Alright guys, it's currently 9:09 p.m. and from our pre-market analysis, we were looking for price to retrace from this area and give us a rejection at the 38.2, which it did beautifully shortly after New York session opened. Unfortunately, I was at work when my alerts started going off and I didn't have any service. By the time I checked my phone, price was way up here. So we did get in our buys a little bit later than we wanted to, but the trade looks pretty good. We have a 0.27 lot size on this. We're risking about $260 to make about $840. This should give us about a 1 to 3 risk to reward, which is pretty good. Right now, price really just consolidated for most of New York session. After we got in, we didn't get much volume since there was no news today. But we do have what looks like an ascending triangle here with a break and a retest, and that retest actually gave us a rejection of the 200 EMA on the 15-minute time frame. So the confluences are definitely lining up in our favor. We're just going to let this play out through London session, and hopefully we can hit our -27 extension, which is my TP1. But of course, my main target is going to be the -61.8. Right now, we're just going to let this play out through London session, and we'll get an update in the morning for a pre-market. Morning, guys. So it's currently just after 8 a.m. and we're checking on our buys here that we got into yesterday. As you can see, price kind of pushed up during London session. We did have a little minor retracement, but it respected the 200 EMA on the 15-minute and continued pushing up. Once we broke the highs of the fib on our lower time frame, we did get a nice retest here to the 0%, and now we're pushing up nicely. It looks like we're going to hit TP1 soon, which is the -27 extension. That may actually hit before New York opens actually. So what I would like to see is a break of the 27 extension, a retest, and then a continuation to the 61.8. In the meantime, we are currently running almost $300 in profit. The trade looks great. I'm actually leaving this afternoon. I'll be flying out to go home, so I'm not sure if I'm going to hold this all day or if I'll close a little early before I get on my flight, but we'll see how it plays out throughout the day. Right now, things look really, really good. As you can see, I am not a scalper. I'm more of a intraday swing trader, so we're just going to continue holding and see what happens. I'll update you guys later. Alright guys, so we're officially back, and the buys did play out exactly how we expected them to. Once we broke the -27 extension, we had a minor pullback where we tested this swing high, and then we just continued straight up to the -61.8. Now once we did get up there, I did notice that we were hitting a resistance on a 4-hour time frame. I did start looking for some rejections to the upside, so I jumped out to a smaller time frame, and as we can see here, after we formed this high, we formed a low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So that's when I jumped in for the sells, and you can see barely any drawdown before we got a lot of volume pushing to the downside. Now when I was in this trade, I actually was getting ready to head to the airport. I had my TP set at the 50% of the bullish fib that we had just completed. Now I did close out around here because I was actually at the airport and getting ready to get on my flight, and I was in some decent profits, and I didn't want to be greedy since we had already just caught the buys. earlier that day. So, but as you can see, if I would have held, by the time I landed, it actually did hit full TP. And not only did it hit full TP, it continued dumping all the way down. So we did have overall a great week. We closed out with about $1,100 profit this week. If you remember, last week we were at about 91,000, just under 91,000 for our total balance. And now we're at 92,127. So hopefully next week we can catch some great setups as well. I do have a busier week at work next week, so I'm not sure how much trading I'll be doing. But hopefully we can catch some great setups, get back to break even, and start heading towards our first payout. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.